How much money have you spent on Facebook adverts in the last 6 months that actually made you money? You see, most business owners are making this mistake with Facebook ad and they wonder why their advert is not working. Let me tell you, sometimes it is not even your creative, it is not your product that is the problem. It is because your Facebook ad targeting is wrong. Targeting is part of Facebook advertising that most people set up in just 5 minutes and they don't even think about it. They just pick few interests, set up an age range, and choose Nigeria, and then they hit publish. And they wonder why their ad are eating their money without producing results. Listen to me. In this video, I'm going to show you the complete Facebook ad targeting guide for 2026. I'm going to show you exactly how to target them, the right keyword to choose, how to set it up in a way that it will make you money. So all you need is to watch this video till the very end, because by the time you are done with this video, you would have known how to set up your targeting more than 99% of Nigerians. Because by the time you are done with this video, you would have understood the secret of targeting more than 99% of other Facebook advertisers. So let's get started. When it comes to targeting with Facebook ad, there are 4 different types of targeting. Number one, there is interest-based targeting, there is zero targeting, there is lookalike audience, and then there is retargeting. That is the custom audience. So I'm going to walk you through one by one. The very first one is called the interest-based targeting. Now, what is interest-based targeting? This is the kind of targeting where you put in a particular keyword. Facebook have a lot of keywords. So in any industry, there are keywords that are associated with that industry. Let me give you an example. If you are running adverts for anything related to digital marketing, there's a keyword called digital marketing. There's a keyword called online marketing. There's a keyword called advertising. You understand? So if you are running adverts or you're selling a product to people that are interested in marketing and sales, these are some of the keywords you can target. If you are running adverts to people interested in skincare, you can choose keyword like skin and beauty. You can choose keyword like skincare. Yeah, you can also choose another keyword like all those skincare influencers that you can follow. In fact, let me even show you a very quick example of what I'm talking about. Let me open my Google Doc and I will go to my targeting guide. There's a targeting guide that I created so that you can understand some of the strategies that I'm talking to you about right now. So as you can see, this is a cheat sheet that I created just on my own. If you are running adverts that concern business owners, like you're selling business courses and training programs, you can target this primary interest. You can target entrepreneurship, small business owner, online advertising, digital marketing, e-commerce, business administration. You can target Tony Robbins. You can target Gary Vaynerchuk. You can target Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, The Lean Startup, business coaching, leadership development. These are some of the interests you can target. Of course, there are so many of them, but these are just a few that I came up with. If you are selling anything around business course and training, maybe you are selling an event, maybe you are selling a coaching program, maybe you are selling a one-on-one session, as long as it concerns businesses and training around businesses, if you target this keyword, you are going to be reaching people that are interested in businesses and making money. And then when we come to behavior, there are small business owners, there is engaged shoppers, there is online buyers, there is business page admins. So these are some of the behaviors. For job titles, there is entrepreneur, there is business owner, there is CEO, there is founder, there is freelancer, consultant, and then there are stacking strategies, but I'm not going to go for that. So if you're selling anything around social media marketing and content creation courses, there is primary interest you can target. Number one is social media marketing. You can target Instagram, you can target Facebook marketing, content marketing, influencer marketing, digital marketing, social media, Near Patel, HubSpot, Hootsuite, Buffer, Canva, Adobe, photography, videography. There was a time I was selling an ebook for a client. This client was selling an ebook around social media, and I target Facebook as a company. So the interest base is called Facebook. Another interest is called Instagram. And lo and behold, those two interests was giving me results. So I found out that by targeting people interested in Facebook, even though I am running the advert on Facebook, Facebook actually shows the advert to people who want to learn about social media and how to make money on social media. So that was the ebook I was selling, and that ebook gathered a lot of sales. In fact, we did more than 2,500 sales on seller. So you can target some of these interest based. If you are selling anything around courses on social media, you're selling social media content calendar, you're selling how to manage your social media handle program and all of that. Then behavior is Facebook page admins, Instagram business account holder, engaged shoppers, online buyers. All right, let's go for financial education. The reason I'm showing you this is because this is the first type of targeting that I am talking to you about, which is the interest based targeting. This is where you put in the keyword and then you allow the Facebook to show your advert to those who are interested in that keyword. Okay, so if you're selling financial education or investment courses or around that thing, forex, you can use personal finance, you can use investment, you can use stock market, you can target cryptocurrency, you can target real estate investing, you can target passive, let me find it, passive income, financial literacy, Robert Kiyosaki, Warren Buffett, Dave Ramsey, Suze Ullman, the intelligent investor, financial planning, wealth management, trading. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Some of this interest-based targeting is not going to give you as much result as you want. Of course, it's not all the interest you're going to see there that will give you results. But that's why it is important to test. That's why testing is a known factor for Facebook ad result. If you don't test, you are not going to know which of the audience is working. Okay. And how to test is another part of Facebook advertising that you need to pay very attention to, because if you don't know how to test, you end up wasting your money and you're not going to get results. So for the behaviors, there is engaged shoppers. Engaged shopper is one of those audience that contains different people that have bought online. So Facebook is taking note of how they are behaving. That's why it's called behavior. Engaged shopper are people that are always shopping online. So a particular audience that Facebook created where they dump all the audiences that are always buying online. So what I'm saying to you now is that targeting against shopper might get you results because this is an audience that is already known to be a buying audience. Online buyers is another behavior. High value purchasers is another behavior. You can also target frequent travelers. Frequent travelers is an interest on Facebook that have gotten me a lot more results. Okay. Another thing here is if you are selling health, fitness, and weight loss ebooks or program or maybe supplements or tea or coffee or any of that, you can target some of these keyword: weight loss, physical fitness, health, nutrition, dieting, running, yoga, CrossFit, bodybuilding, healthy diet, organic food, wellness, Tony Horton, My Fitness Power, Fitbit, and all of that. Then behaviors, health and fitness, against shoppers again, online buyers. So these are some of the interests you can target if you're selling health and fitness products. Okay. Then let's go for relationship and dating advice. Maybe you're selling products on relationship or physical products or digital products. You can target dating, you can target relationship, you can target marriage, romance, love, dating and relationship, wedding planning, couples, interpersonal relationship, family. Tony Robbins, the 5 love languages, men are from. You can try to target all these keywords. Again, behavior, engage shoppers, anniversary within 30 days. These are some of the interests you can target if you are selling dating products, products around relationship and dating. Then, if you are selling products around skill-based course, kind of design, graphic design, videography, coding, freelancing, and all those skill-based courses. For graphic design courses, you can target graphic design, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Canva, web design, logo design, freelancing, creative writing. For the job title, you can target graphic designer, freelancer, creative director. For copywriting courses, you can target copywriting, content writing, digital marketing, advertising, freelancing, Gary Herbert, Dan Kennedy, direct marketing. Some of these interests are going to give you best results with Facebook ad, but you don't know until you test it. For coding, you can target or tech courses. You can target computer programming, web development, software development, Python, JavaScript. There are so many of them. Of course, I can't run through all of them here, but I'm telling you that these are when we talk about interest-based targeting, this is what we're talking about. So how do you actually do this interest-based targeting? Let me show you. Now, when this is our Facebook ad account, I'm going to just go straight to the targeting part and show you how to choose the interest there. That's what I'm going to do now. So let's click on create. The targeting part, if you have been watching a lot of my video, you will know that we are going to go with lead here. You will know that the targeting option is going to be at the ad set column, ad set, which means the second part of our column. This is the campaign column. This is the ad set column. Okay. So this is the ad set column, which is the second part. And then when we go to the second, for us to go from this first part to second part, you can easily click on next and it takes you there. So how do you know that you are in the ad set column? You can see the name ad set. Once you see this ad set, know that you are in the ad set column. And then you go down. Like I said, I'm not going to touch every other part. You go down to where we are selecting our targeting. Facebook have hidden that feature in the sense that if you don't unhide it, you will not be able to see it. For example, look at this show suggestion. If you don't click on this show suggestion, you will not be able to see where you can put in all those keywords that I was giving you. So let me click on show suggestions. You will see now that this is the keyword. Of course, there is age. You can choose your age. For example, there are some products I have sold that the client said, I don't want to reach people below 25 years. So I'll go with 25 years and above. So I don't want to reach anybody that is below 25 years. You understand? And there are some products that are meant for older people. You say, I don't want to reach people below 35 years. So you can choose any age that you want. It's not, you are open to it. Okay. For the gender, we have two gender, of course. We have male and female, or men and women, as Facebook want to put it. So if we want to target only men, we can choose men here, right here. If we want to target only women, we can choose women right here. And in some cases where you are selling a generic product, you can just choose to target both men and women. So for the interest-based targeting we're talking about, this is where we're going to put it. Detailed targeting. Okay, so we're going to click here. One of those keywords that we talked about, is, for example, let me go with this social media marketing. So let me type social media marketing right here. Let me type social media marketing. Social media marketing. Oh no. Let me type it. Social media marketing. Okay, so as you can see, this is the interest. Now, there are two types of targeting here. There is interest and there is job title. How do you know the difference? Look at the job title. See the size, 4,000 to 4,800. This is just the audience size, just 4,000. But look at the interest. What's the size? 348 million to 409 million. So what I'm telling you now is that it is best for you to target interest, because interest will give you more audience. For example, let's choose this job title. You'll see what will happen. Let's choose the job title instead of that interest. We'll choose job title. Then we'll now come and look at our estimated audience size for this audience. It's just below 1,000. Why? Because the audience was around 4,000. But let's choose that one that has interest. Let me go with social media marketing. Let me choose that one that has interest. You will see how the audience size is going to reach millions now. Let me choose it. And then let's look at our estimated audience size. You see, 2.8 million to 3.4 million. Now, another thing you will say is, I thought the audience is around 348 million to 409 million. How come my own is 2.8? One thing you don't understand is that this 348 million is the total number of people that are interested in social media marketing across the whole world. Now, when you look at our advert, we are only targeting Nigeria. So what he's simply telling me now is that this is the number of people estimated, obviously, because this is not the exact number. This is just estimated. This is the estimated number of people who are interested in social media marketing that I am going to reach with my. Let me show you my budget. Okay, my budget is in the campaign column, so I'm going to go to campaign column and remove it. I don't like my budget showing in the campaign column, so I'm going to click on this add set budget. Just look at this. It's now going to tell me that since I'm targeting Nigeria, my audience size is going to be 2.8 million. I want you to pay attention to what is about to happen. I will now say I don't want to target only Nigeria. I want to target Nigeria, UK, and US. Let's see what will happen. You see that audience size is going to increase. So this is my location here. Nigeria. Let me target. Let me target United States. Yeah, United States. Let me target United Kingdom. United Kingdom. And then lastly, let me target Canada. These are top tier 1 country. Let me target Canada here. So quickly, let's check the estimated audience size. Remember that the first one was 2 point something to 3 point something million. Look at the estimated audience size now. 21 million to 25 million. Why? Because I'm now targeting 4 different countries. So the more the country, the more your estimated audience size is going to increase. All right. But now let me remove this Canada because I don't need it. I'm only running this advert to Nigeria audience, but it depends on you that is watching. If you are running the advert to all those countries, then you can surely target them. Okay, so this is for the interest-based targeting. Anytime you are running advert on Facebook and you want to use interest-based targeting, you just need to come to this place, detail targeting, and you put in any keyword that you want. You can watch this video again and again and you see those interest-based targeting that I have selected for you. You can choose to start with any of them. Let me show you another thing that you do not know. If I type social media marketing here and if I click on this column, Facebook is now going to show me different other suggestions that I probably will not know in my head. For example, promotion. I didn't even think about promotion, but now I can see promotion. So if you are out of maybe interest based to target, you can start looking at all these things. Or do you know what you can do, self, as a marketer? If you know that you are in the marketing niche, you can take your time and write out all these keyword so that you know that whenever you are targeting, you are going to start targeting all of these keyword one after the other. It is not right to actually stack all these keyword in one ad. No, you need to target it one after the other so that you know which of those keyword is going to give you results that you are looking for. That is one of the easiest way to run advert. You'll be able to document what is working from what is not working. So that is for the interest-based targeting. You see how I took my time to show you this because I want you to learn it very well. Now, the second one here is called zero targeting. What is zero targeting, or what is no targeting at all? It simply means that I am going to choose my gender, I am going to choose my age, I'm going to choose my location. But when I come here, I am not going to put any particular keyword. You know why? I want Facebook to do that job for me. I want Facebook to be able to target people for me without me putting any keyword. It is called zero targeting. And one of my mentors did a survey on YouTube. He said, which of the targeting options have given you the best result in the last 1 year? And he gave 4 different types of targeting. Number 1, interest-based. Number 2, zero targeting. Number 3, lookalike audience. I'm going to show you how to do that. Just keep watching this video. Number 4, custom audiences. Can you believe that over 60% of people chose zero targeting? You know why? Because this is AI era. The algorithm is now so smart with all this AI, with all this thing we are feeding the AI, so they can now be able to target your audience even when you leave it as zero targeting. But let me shock you. You can only do that when you are using this. Let me show you this. There's something called Advantage Plus audience. You can only do that when you are using this Advantage Plus. Okay. If you don't use this Advantage Plus, you are not going to, if you use zero targeting, it is not going to work for you. No, it is not going to work. Okay. So you make sure that you are using Advantage Plus. Just you are seeing this Advantage Plus on, you're already using it. That's how it works. So you can now use zero targeting. Zero targeting means I've selected my age, I've selected my gender, but in this interest, I am not going to put anything here. You see that I taught you the first one before I'm now telling you about zero targeting, because if you don't want to use interest based, you can absolutely use zero targeting and it's going to work for you. I have used it over time and it's one of the things that have given me the best result. However, don't neglect that 60% says zero targeting. There is still 40% out there, and 40 is a very large number. That is one of the reasons I advise marketers to combine all the four types of targeting. You know why? If you only stick with one, you are going to be missing out on the remaining percentage. But if you use four of them, you are going to be getting better results. You are going to be getting more sales, even at a lower cost per conversion. Okay. Now, that is the second type of targeting. And it's very simple. I don't even need to do much thing. Just leave this blank and Facebook will do the targeting for you. How do they do that? They will look at your copy, they will look at your video, and they will look at your landing page. These three things are what they're going to use to determine who your target audience should be. Okay, who your target audience should be. And it's very simple. So use this zero targeting. The third type of targeting, I call it custom audience. And we're going to a bit of advanced strategy now. Now, custom audience means that you are going to look at all the audience you have gathered on your Facebook data for a long time, and you are going to create a segmented audience for them, which means you are only going to be creating this audience based on the people who have interacted with your business. Let's go to the audience column. I'll show you what I mean. So when you come here, you are going to see these audiences. If you don't see it here, go to all tools. You go to all tools and you find audiences. Even if you don't find it here, look down here. You are going to see something. Anywhere you see the audience, it doesn't matter where it is. Maybe it is showing here because I have used it over time. So you can see this is shortcut. It is showing me almost all the things that I use often. But if I don't use it often, it might come down to this place. So you are going to find audience there. Just click on it and let's go to audiences. Now, when we go to audiences, there are different types of custom audiences we can create, and I want to walk you through it one by one. Okay. The first one of obviously is called Facebook page engagers. What this means is that your Facebook page you are using to run ad, people have been engaging, people have been liking the post. Some of them have been coming to follow you on the page. Some of them have just been, checking you out to see if you are making posts, if you're a brand, without even following you. As long as they checked out your Facebook page, they are going to be part of this audience that we're going to create, because we're going to tell Facebook, I want you to create an audience of everybody who have engaged with my page in the last 365 days. And I want you to create it as a custom audience. So let's create a custom audience right now. Create custom audience. Okay. Click on create custom audience, and we're going to create the first one is Facebook page. So let's look at what it says. Create an audience of people who follow or have interacted with your page. So let's tap on it. We're going to click next. And then the next thing here is we're going to now see include people who meet. There are two things now. Is it any or all? Please make sure that you choose any. Don't choose all. If you are choosing all, you are saying if they meet this criteria but they did not meet this criteria, don't add them. If you do that, your audience is going to be small. What we are telling Facebook is create custom audience of people who have met any of these criteria. So we're going to choose any here, and we're going to choose our page. For me, I have a lot of page, so you have to make sure that you choose the right page. For example, I'm going to choose this one, heading me plan. Then I will go with this event. There are so many things here, but let me walk you through one by one. People who currently like or follow your page. This will include people who currently like or follow your page on Facebook. People who unlike or follow your page will be removed from this audience. If you create it with this one, the audience is going to be small and it's not going to be strong enough, because you're only going to create audience of people who currently like or follow your page. What if you have 50 followers? What if you have 30 followers? It is not enough. But you have been running advert for a long time. People who have been commenting on your advert, people have been liking your advert, people have been checking you out. It's just that they don't like or follow you. If you create with this one audience, then you are going to make a mistake. The second one here is everyone who engage with your page, which is the real deal. Include people who have visited your page. Take note of this: visited your page. So even if they visited and they did not follow, they are going to include them. Who have taken action on a post or ad, which means any of the post or advert you have run for the past 365 days is going to be included in this audience, such as reaction, shares, comments, link click, or carousel swipe. So this second one is just the radio. You don't want to use any other one here. All right, but let me just walk you through. Anyone who visited your page. This one is going to include people who visited your page alone, regardless of whether they took action. So if somebody liked an advert you are running, but they did not visit your page, they are not included. You see now that the audience is now going to be weak. I want the one that captures all of them, which is this second one. Everyone who engaged with your page. Let me still walk you through. People who engage with any post or ad. What this means is that include people who have taken an action on a post or advert, such as reaction, shares, comments, link click, or carousel. Why I don't like this one is that it is only people who engage with your post or your ad. So it does not include people who have engaged with your page. It is only your post or your ad. So you are seeing that they are different now. The next one is people who clicked on any call to action button. This one is just like saying if someone does not actually click on the call to action, you don't want to create custom audience for it. It doesn't make sense, because how many people will click on your call to action? People who sent a message to your page. How many messages have you gotten on your Facebook page in the last 1 year? It is not enough to use to create a custom audience. People who became a lead after messaging your page in Messenger. How do you even know that? People who saved any post. You know how you see a post on Facebook and you like it and you just go and save it for later references. They are telling you that it's only those people that saved any of your posts that you're going to create. You see why I don't like any of this? The real deal here is this one. People who engaged with your page. So let me click on it. And then in the past 365 days, if you go with more than 365 days, they will not allow you, but you can always go with less. Though I don't recommend that you go with less. It's always better to leave it at 365 days. In the past 365 days. And then I'm going to give this audience name. I'm going to name it Facebook page engagers. Facebook page engagers 365. Once I do that, I'm going to click on create audience. Now, before we proceed, I want to explain the concept of lookalike, because that lookalike is going to go hand in hand with the custom audience. So I'm just going to explain it now so that we'll get that over with. What is a lookalike audience? A lookalike audience is an audience. In fact, let me type it on Google so that you can understand what it means. What is a lookalike audience? Now, a lookalike audience is a targeted advertising segment created by algorithms to find new user who share similar characteristics, interests, and behaviors with your best existing customers. Now, please don't get carried away with the English. Let me show you this. How they works. Platform analyze a seed list, example, top 10% of spender to identify common traits, then based on those, find similar people. This is just the English I wanted you to understand. They actually look at the behaviors of this custom audience that I have created. So you see these page engagers, they are going to look at the custom audiences that are created and look at the behaviors of those people and use those behaviors to go and find people who look like them. That is just the English. The name says look alike. So they are going to create an audience of people who look like the page engagers that I've just created. So the reason I explain it very fast is that the moment you create the custom audience, you are being prompted to create a look-alike of it. And I like you to create it immediately. There is no disadvantage. So I'm going to just click on create look-alike audience. And what they are going to ask me are just few things. They are going to ask me to select audience location. You're just going to choose that country that you want. If you are targeting Nigeria, of course, you're going to select Nigeria. If it is Kenya, you're going to select Kenya. If it is Canada, you're going to select any country at all that you're targeting. Then select number of lookalike. Let's see what you said. You can create multiple lookalikes with different levels of similarity to your source. This allows you to bid differently for audiences with different conversion values. What that means is that I can choose to create number of six, that is six different lookalike audience. However, because this thing have not reached 10, I'm going to drag it to 10. Okay, I'm going to just drag it to 10. Let me do that. And then you can see that 0 to 1% lookalike is going to give me this audience 555,000. 1% to 2% lookalike is going to give me 515,000. 3% to 4% is going to give me 515,000. Now, please don't be carried away. All these audiences are not the same, even though 5 of them are the same sizes, but they are not the same. They are going to be giving you different kind of people inside those audiences. But look at this one. 5% to 10% is going to give me 2.6 million audiences. So all I need to do, look at this. A 1% lookalike consists of people most similar to your lookalike audience source. Increasing the percentage creates a bigger, broader audiences. You see, this is the estimated audiences size, and this is the name. 1% lookalike audience, 1 to 2% of Facebook engagers, 2% to 3%, 3% to 4%, 4%. Don't worry about all these numbers. I'm still going to show you how you can use it to run ads. So I'm going to go here and create an audience. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and create another audience, which is called video views. Video views. Okay. So I'm going to click on next. And I'm going to select engagement type. I always go with people who watched at least 15%, 15 seconds of my video. I always go with that. And then they ask me to select the video. There are multiple videos. If you don't have a lot of videos, you are not going to create this audience yet. I'm going to choose my Facebook page, which is this one. Then there are multiple videos I can choose from. So, but there is a one video that I've gotten more than 1 million views. Though it's very far now, but I can start with choosing this one. There are so many videos. So you need to choose that your video that you want to create lookalike audience for. Let me go with this, go with this, go with this. So this is where you see the how many views they have gathered, 3-second views. But I'm just going to go here and choose. There are so many videos here because I've been running this advert for over 1 year now. So there are so many videos. All I need is not all of them that I'm going to choose. I'm going to just go ahead and choose so for the purpose of this training, I'm just going to go ahead and choose only this one that I have chosen now. So what I need to do, I'm just going to click on confirm. And I'm going to name this video views 365. Video views 365. So I'm going to give it example. Now, this ES is because I'm not going to use these video views because I've not selected all the videos that I need, but just for the purpose of the video. So I'm giving it ES to be able to remember the name. Okay. So I'm going to click on create audience. And I told you that the moment you create audience, they are prompting you to create lookalike of those audience immediately. So I'm going to create lookalike audience and I'm going to type Nigeria here. The same thing we did the other time. I'm going to select 6 numbers and I'll drag this to 10%. They are still going to give you the same audience size, but please take note 1% of video views, the audience there is going to be different from the audience of 3% of video views. Even though they are similar audience size, it's not the same people that are inside those sizes. So I'm going to click on create audience. And this is what we'll do for any video, any custom audience we want to create. So let me create another one, then I'll now round it off. So another one I'm going to create is lead form. Let's say I'm using instant form. Yes, I have been using instant form. Create an audience of people who opened or completed a form in one of your lead generation ad on Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to go with lead form. Then I'll click on next. Please take note, I am teaching you how to create custom audiences and at the same time teaching how to create lookalike audiences because we're going to be using them almost together. So I'm going to include people who meet any, always leave this at any. Then there are 3 types of this thing. Is it people who open the form? If you have been running adverts with Insta form, you know that some people will go to the form, even fill the form, but they will not submit. So what Facebook is telling us now is we have 3 choices. Do we want to create audience of people who just open the form? So people just open a form. It doesn't matter whether they filled it. It doesn't matter whether they submit it. The question is that they open the form. Facebook knows them. Or do we want to target people? Do we want to create an audience of people who open the form but did not submit? So they filled in those forms but they didn't submit it. Is it what we want? Or do we want to create an audience of people who opened, filled the form, and submitted? Now, this is our lead. Okay, there are 3 ways you can target people who opened the form, people who opened but didn't submit, or people who opened and submitted. What I do, I can tell you honestly, I create for 3 of them because people who open the form is going to be far more, they are going to be bigger and wider than people who opened and submitted. Do you understand? 100,000 people might have opened the form, but only 10,000 people actually filled those forms and submitted it. So I'm going to just, for now, let me go ahead and create people who opened the form. And I'm going to select the right page. If you don't select the right page, you're making a mistake. So let me select the right page. And then the right form, you must have known the name of the form. So these are the 2 forms that I want to create for. And in the past what? 90 days. For instant form, they allow just 90 days. Okay, they allow just 90 days. Audience name, I'm going to say HE form openers 90. When I do that, I'm clicking create audience. The moment I create audience, they're asking me to create the lookalike again. So please understand that lookalike audience comes immediately with audience. Okay. Okay, let me quickly go through this again. I think that's a Facebook glitch. So I'm going to choose this form. You pass 90. And then I'm going to name this form openers 90. Let me try creating the audience again. Sometimes it can just be Facebook glitch or your network. So I'm going to click on create lookalike audience. The same thing that we did. Okay, just choose Nigeria. So for some example, you can see that Facebook automatically selected our lookalike source because that is the one that we created. In a situation where you just want to create lookalike and it is not there, you can just go to other source and you look at the sources. For example, remember that this is the one we are creating for, but if you want to use other sources to create it, you can just select it. So I'm just going to go back and choose it and click on this number 6. Remember that I'm dragging this to 10 and then I'll click create audience. This is the easiest way you can use to create it. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this. It is not immediately you create this audience that you're going to be using it to run ad. As you can see now, this audience is still populating. It has to show you that it is ready before you can start using it. Even though sometimes you can just start using it, but I prefer to allow it to populate and finish before I can use it. So what I'm saying is that if you want to use this audience tomorrow, you need to create it today. Give it today to populate. Sometimes it takes just 2 hours, it takes just 5 hours, but just give it one day and make sure that this thing is showing you ready before you can now use it. Now, how do we use this audience? Let's go back to our ad manager. We simply go down to that targeting that we are, and I will show you how to do that again. So this video, if you have been found this video very helpful, please subscribe to this channel. Please turn on notification bell so that you keep on getting. I promise I'm going to upload a lot of helpful videos. Some of this video is something that even the courses you buy does not teach you. And that reminds me, if you want to get my training on Facebook advert, I'm going to place the link in the description. You see, YouTube videos are somehow scattered, but if you get a course will show you step by step. After doing this, this is what to do next. After putting this one, this is what to do next. So my course is well structured from beginning to the end. It's going to take you from a beginner to becoming an expert with Facebook advert. It contains a lot of things about pixeling, running Facebook advert, optimizing your audience, scaling your ad psychology, what makes ad to work, how to craft copy, add creative, shoot videos, every other thing that you need with Facebook advert. Just check the link in the description and you'll be able to get that training. So let me click on create and go back to our targeting. Of course, we're going to still use lead as our campaign objective. Let me go back to our targeting, and please, when you are targeting custom audience, there is a column that is meant for custom audience. Okay, it is not the detailed targeting column that you are going to go for. That's why most people do not even know that. They will be like, oh, I went to the detailed targeting, but I'm not seeing anything like that. I have just created the audience. Where is the audience now? It is not in the detailed targeting that you go. Okay, it's one of the knowledge that you need to have if you are an experienced advertiser. There's something called custom audience. So see this now. Include this custom audience. This is where we are going to go. Let's look at this. It says use custom audience to reach people who have already interacted with your business, or lookalike audience to reach new people similar to your existing customers. So if you want to target custom audience that we have created, this is the column to find it. If you want to target lookalike audience that we just created, this is the column to find it. Now, why do you think these two audiences are most powerful? Well, it's very simple. With interest-based targeting, it is Facebook that gave you that audience. With zero targeting, it is Facebook that gave you that audience. But with custom audience, this is the audience that is the only audience you create yourself. So creating the audience yourself means that it is going to be tailored to your business. Okay. So for us to actually find those custom audience that we created, we'll tap on this white space 2 times or 3 times, and this will pop up. If we want to target custom audience, please go to custom audience alone. You are going to see the form openers. Look at the size. You see that it's populating. If it is ready, it will show you the size of this audience. Or we go to this form openers again, or we go to this video views X. Remember that I put that X to actually know that this is the one. So another one is Facebook page engagers that we created. You see that all of them are populating. The size is not available. The availability is not ready. So please give it 5 hours, 7 hours, including even 24 hours, so that it will populate very well and your audience will now be ready for you to use. Okay, but if you want to select it, all we need to do is to click on it and we'll select that audience. Okay, so I just selected Facebook page engagers and it is loading. So this is the audience. I've just selected it. And if you want to select all the warm audiences, you can just select all the custom audiences here. Custom audiences is also known as warm audience. So please note that. Okay, let me just quickly. So these are all the four audiences I've selected. Now, this is just for me to run advert for warm audience. If I want to now start running advert for lookalike, please note that lookalike audience is not a warm audience. That's mistake people are making. Warm audience are people that have interacted with your business, people like page engagers, video views. Those people have watched your video. But lookalike is a new audience. That's why the only difference is that those new audience are similar to your warm audience. That is the only difference there. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all these custom audiences. We're trying to target the lookalike, which is the fourth type of targeting here. We're trying to target it. So we're going to remove these warm audiences. And instead of targeting warm audiences, we'll tap on the white space again and we'll go back to look alike. This is where we're going to find all the look alike that we created. Also remember that for every custom audience we created, Facebook gives us 6 different look alike. That is 1%, the marketing percentage, 1%, 1 to 2%, 2 to 3%, 3 to 4%, 4 to 5%, and then 5% to 10%. You remember how we were creating it that time. So the strategy here is this. For every advert you create, you can just choose one of them. You can decide to choose only 1 to 2% for this ad. Alternatively, you can stack all the percentage here. So if you want to target only form openers, you can just search form here, and you now target all this 1%, 2%. You put in all the form openers lookalike audience there. 3%, 4%, 5%. But I must warn you, sometimes it is better for you to target them one by one. So, because let's say, for instance, all these things that I stack here, if it start running and is working, I can't possibly point out to say that, oh, this advert is working because of this 1%. Let me show you. There's something I want to show you here. If this advert start running and is working, I can't say it's because of this particular audience. I can't say it's because of this particular audience. I can't say it's because of this particular. Why? Because I stacked all of them together. But if I'm just using one, any one that work, immediately I know that this particular one is working. So I'm not going to be running more advert to this audience because I know that the people in this audience are biased. So this is why it is important to actually target them one by one. But you have gotten the idea of what I'm saying. So if you want, you can target them one by one. If you want, you can target them, all of them in together. What I would do if I was the one, let me show you what I would do, is I'm going to target 1%. Let me show you. So I'm going to target this 1% here, because I am not in a hurry to do this. I like to document my work so that it will be easier for me next time I am running advert. Some people have been running advert for 1 year, and up to now they don't know the audience that are working for them. So I would only target one. Okay, you can say estimated audience size below 1,000. Don't worry, it is because it has not populated. That's why I said give it time. So I'll target this one, and remember that we'll have other 5 different. So I'm going to duplicate this advert into 5. Then for each of those duplicates, I'll put in one of those keywords. All right, I'm going to duplicate into 5. Duplicate. So for each of those ad, I will now put in different keywords. So for this second one, I'll put in the second percent. For the third one, I'll put in the third percent. That's how I'm going to do it until I am done. And then I will launch it. When all of them start running, immediately I'm going to see which of those percentage is giving me the best result. Is it the 1% audience? Is it the 1 to 2% audience? Is it the 3 to 4%? This is how to know it. You don't just, so this is 1%. Of course, I've used this before, so I'm going to remove it and now target to 1 to 2%. I will do the same thing for all these adverts. Please note, when you are done with this, none of the advert is going to have the same targeting option. All of them are going to have different targeting options, because this one might be the 5 to 10%, this one might be the 4 to 5%, this one might be the 3 to 4%, this one might be the 2 to 3%. You understand what I mean? So that's how I actually love to do it, even though sometimes I might just decide to put everything together just for experimental purposes, but most times I like to just differentiate it for myself. So I hope you have gotten this video and you found it very helpful. These are the 4 types of targeting that works very well with Facebook advert. If you want to learn more, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. I have a program that can teach you one-on-one. You sit down and you learn how to run Facebook advert. Is a step-by-step course. And if you want my mentorship with Facebook advert, I am creating a new circle now where you get to subscribe every month for monthly mentorship on Facebook advert. Send me a message on WhatsApp and we will go on a call and see if you're the right fit for that. Please note, this is not a low priced offer, because you're going to be getting my time, you're going to be getting my attention every single time. So it is actually one of those high ticket offer. But if you're interested in it, send me a message on WhatsApp and we'll see if you qualify for it. Thank you so much for watching every time.